Nielsen Ratings is a show just for you. We talk film, TV, both old and new. We discover new things, our tastes get broader. So here's the show's host in no particular order. Rachel's arrived, she's making a stand. It seems like world domination is her ultimate plan. And he's a little rough, he's a little caustic. Call him what you will as long as it's not toxic. Stupenzolicious gonna judge you on your sense of cool by asking you what your favorite Mexican food. Northern Bustard and Spider Elm say hello. It seems like everybody wants to be on this YouTube show. Run by Lance who drinks cappuccino. Everybody thinks he looks like Quentin Tarantino. So come on in and join the Nielsen Ratings. It's a show that you've all been anticipating.
Well, welcome to the weekly show of the Nielsen Ratings, where we talk about films both old and new, mostly that we want to recommend you, although occasionally the odd culprit does get past us. Interesting week. There's been a few losses in the industry this week, including one of an actor who was a friend of mine as well. Last week, it was a mere 40 years of age. But we'll come on to the obituary section later, because I don't want to start with that today. Good to see a couple of the regulars in the chat already. Great to see you there, guys. Thanks for popping in. Do stay and do share the stream. If you could share the stream, that would be great, because some people in their wisdom have decided to start streaming opposite me. And I was just like, for fuck's sake, man. There's 7 days in the week. Why have you got to be on at the same time as me? I don't know. Anyway, so but we're going to stay with Tuesdays until certainly 2026. And he said 2023 then. Am I living in the past? I don't know. Right, let's bring on the King of the Spiders. Critic Hours here.
Yes, I am. Hello.
Excellent.
I'm not used to being first.
What's that? You're not used
I'm
to
not
being
used to
first?
being first.
Well, so sometimes I've got to mix it up a bit. So are you wanting us to review Eight-Legged Freaks again for the 13th week in a row? Or should we?
I love that film. I actually love that film.
Of course you do.
It's so stupid.
It's right up there with Arachnophobia, right?
They're meant to be remaking Arachnophobia, but okay.
I heard that, but I've
not heard anything about it since.
I don't understand why they need to remake Arachnophobia when Arachnophobia is just a great movie on its own. Anyway.
Yeah, I think there's not really much point in remaking it, to be honest.
The effects in Eight-Legged Freaks don't hold up. They do look cheesy, but they work.
But that just adds to the B nature of
it adds to the B movie. The effects in Arachnophobia still look fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, Arachnophobia, they mostly used real spiders. So
yeah, there's a couple of shots where they were CGI, animatronic, like when they're all abseiling down in unison.
Yes,
that shot,
a great scene.
Oh my god! I
they
saw
go
this
out the window and there's
cinema.
spiders everywhere.
I saw it on a massive cinema screen, and
Nice.
The whole audience just roared like, "Oh my god!" Anyway, let's bring in the man from the north, Northern Bastard.
Hello, you beautiful bastards, and how's everyone on this pre-Halloween, post-Christmas month?
Recovering. How are you?
Yeah, I've had the man flu. Getting better. Been enjoying your Bond series, dude.
Yeah, I'm still doing No Time to Die. I'm on I've done part 1 of it. I've just done part 2, and yeah, it has kicked my ass the last few days. Just a lot of re-editing, a lot of rewriting. Yeah. I'm really going deep and hard with this one. Phrasing.
Okay. Well, say no more. Also going deep and hard on a weekly basis. Stupenzo's here.
Hello. I heard that the Arachnophobia remake has been scrapped, and they are now, I think, doing a legacy sequel with a different crew starting over.
Oh, joy.
Yeah.
How's that going to work?
I don't know. The spiders are back. Yeah, I think the spiders looked cool in that movie because they mostly were real spiders.
Yeah.
John Goodman.
Yeah, I mean that's I mean, if that's been scrapped, I think that's.
Well, no, like I said, the remake was scrapped with Christopher
Yeah.
Landon involved, and now apparently they're moving forward with a sequel.
I mean, if they do a sequel, then at least it can kind of be written off as its own
They
thing.
do a
It doesn't,
sequel.
you know.
It's got to have Goodman in it.
Or
So-
Jeff Daniels, at least.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah,
It's got to have-
Goodman survives till the end, doesn't he?
yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He
It's
survives.
the British bloke who dies when he taps the web. Stupidly.
Well, and I mean, you can't get him back anyway because he also went hiking and didn't come back, if you remember.
Oh, Christ, yes, he did. I remember that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a shame. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a sequel, at least it will just be its own thing. It's been so long since the original that it won't get compared or anything. It'll be whatever. So I have to wait and see. But, you know, spiders, snakes, sharks, they're the big ones as far as creatures go that people like to make movies of to try and scare people.
Well, talking of sharks, Al, you've just seen a big shark movie,
Yes.
which I wish I'd watched it because could be talking about it with you as well. But The Beast of War,
Yeah, Beast of War.
a World War One.
World War Two. World War Two
Was it
shark
World War II
movie.
set?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was set in World War One. Right. So
Yeah,
it's set
no,
in
I
World-
did at first. I thought it was World War One, but it's definitely not. It's World War Two.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that is a World War II plane on the poster. So,
it's by the same guy who directed Sting, which is about a giant spider. So, you know,
okay.
he's moved on to sharks this time.
I
And this is,
have seen Sting.
you have seen Sting, yeah. Yeah, so this is the same guy. So it's another very sort of Aussie-based type film. It's basically a bunch of Australian soldiers that are about to be fed into the meat grinder. They're rookies, they're brand new. And as they're shipped out to Japan after a brief sort of half an hour of training and so on in the movie, they get attacked by Japanese Zeros. Their ship gets sunk and they end up on a kind of a bit of wreckage as a raft, like you can see in the poster. And there's a very, very, very hungry great white shark that, despite all of the hundreds of bodies in the water that it could feast on, has a taste for these guys in particular.
I want live flesh.
And it sounds like the kind of thing that would be just a load of dumb fun, you know, just a creature feature. You're just watching it and you're just like, yeah, this is just great. Unfortunately, it's not that in the end. One of the things that concerned me or just gave me a bit of a warning straight away was when it said inspired by true events.
Oh, okay.
And
So
I was just like,
does it take itself quite seriously then?
kind of. The first half of the film is, as I say, these guys in the Australian jungle and trying to set up some of the characters. So they all go on like a running mission.
Which is a
And
good
one
thing.
of them falls into quicksand, and the only one who saves him is the chap with Aboriginal heritage
Right.
called Leo. And then when they get back, because they nearly go past the expiry limit, which means everybody will get punished, Leo's getting a load of racist abuse basically from one of the white guys. And it kind of reminded me, do you remember the Commando comics?
Yeah, I've got one of them. But you told me the war is over.
Yeah, exactly. And it kind of reminded me of that kind of thing. And then what would happen is they'd have a little adventure together or something would happen and one of them saved the other's life. And then in the end, he'd be like, oh, you're all right by me, Abbo or Darky or whatever like that, you know.
Yeah.
But what happens is instead, this film just takes that narrative and just goes with it to the extent that none of the other soldiers at all get any screen time. You know nothing about them. I don't even remember their names.
Right.
So what happens is after the ship sunk and you've got these sort of 7 or 8 soldiers on the raft, when
Is
they
the
inevitably
shark
start
funny
getting
movie?
chomped, you don't care.
So it's a
'Cause
shark
you know
fighting
nothing about
movie
them.
about 2 guys and some red shirts, Star Trek
Yeah,
red shirt.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
review, which I suspect may have been written by you. How do you mess up
I've
a
not written
shark
one on
movie?
IMDb yet. I've got a video up.
I don't know where to start. The movie is repetitive, predictable, and genuinely boring. It started off well with some promising visuals. Some scenes were really beautiful and interesting lighting, but the story is so bad.
Yeah.
The main character's backstory is not exciting. The plot is boring. Human relationships were shallow, despite attempts to make them meaningful. On top of that, the antagonist suddenly has a change of heart and sacrifices himself for others. What? Why? All of a sudden, no real turnaround. It just happened. Some characters were useless, such as the nurse Leo takes a liking to. Really just felt like the movie was trying to add females to counter potential sexist casting accusations. Yeah, I can believe that.
Yep.
We never see her again. We don't know anything about her besides her name. And let's not even get into how bad we learn it. That the corniest scene ever was she was making him get it. Just plain bad. Time wasted. How do you mess up a shark and war movie? P.S. There were not enough spiders in this film.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with it is that once they get to the bit where it's all on the raft, which is the majority of the film, as you can see here, everything's very dark and saturated. And the reason for this is it's quite obviously been filmed in a tank, in a pool.
Yeah.
So there's fog everywhere, so you can't see anything, and it's all very dark. And basically what happens is you have absolutely no character development at all, even on the raft, apart from the racist guy being a wanker towards the Aboriginal chap, Leo.
Right. I'm guessing.
And Leo being amazing and brave and inspirational.
Right.
And that is the extent of the character. There's one guy who's defined by the fact he's taken a head wound and he gets a bit mental, and he's like, oh, the ship, it's over there. It's over there. It's like, no, dude, the ship sunk, you know. But there's no other characterization at all. So again, when these people start getting it, you just don't care. It's boring. And the shark's got a siren attached to its fin. So when the shark's swimming around, it's making this weird sound like a whale haunting the survivors. It's kind of stupid.
Right. That does sound very dumb.
Yeah.
There have been two other shark movies of note. The Meg, which is kind of a shark film. We're not going to talk about the Meg 2.
Yep.
And then there was also the one
47 meters down.
No, not that one.
He took about the Paris one.
No, the one about the woman who goes out on her surfboard, comes.
Shallows. The Shallows.
The Shallows was cool.
The Shallows. Now, the Shallows, I saw that at the cinema.
Me too.
And I have to say, I thought the Shallows was great.
Isn't that Mrs. Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively?
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
That scene where the two guys come out to rescue her and then the shark comes up and takes one of them. Oh my God. I mean, it's such a good sequence. So well done.
I mean, you consider a good chunk of that film is just her on a rock.
Yeah, so it just goes to show you can make a good shark film that still doesn't feel like a complete retread of Jaws. The Shallows was something different. I really liked it. Now, the Meg, the poster for the Meg is a massive mouth eating lots of people, right? And the whole setup for the Meg is it's a prehistoric shark that's huge, like the size of a skyscraper. Therefore, it's going to go along like a combine harvester, and there's going to be a scene where it comes up and it eats like 20, 30 people in one go. That was what I was waiting for in that movie. That scene is not in that film. No. Therefore, it's not the Meg, it's the Smeg. That film was...
Smeg, yeah.
They set it up
it's based on a book. It's based on a book that was released about 20 years ago now, I think.
Oh, the book must have been shit then, because the film is rubbish.
Better than the film. The book's better than the film. In the book, the Meg eats the submarine.
Oh, okay, well, that sounds like a cool sequence. That would have been a great sequence to have in the movie. Wouldn't it? Yeah, that would have been great. Because, I mean, look at this poster, right? Is a complete... I mean, one of the things I remember about this film is that hardly anybody dies.
It's just a Jason Statham action vehicle. That's all it was.
Yeah,
I mean, he beats the Meg in bloody hand-to-hand combat in the end.
It's just a terrible film.
I did kind of like the thing where they think they've caught it and then the bigger one turns up. I thought that was quite cool. But other than that, you know, that stupid little puppy dog that the woman's worried about and stuff like that, you know.
What's your rating for at 10 for the Beast of War?
For Beast of War, I'll give it a 4 out of 10. 4. And that's mainly because the potential that was there is just all lost.
Anyone else seen it? Want to rate it quickly?
No.
I didn't see it. Oh, the Meg?
No, not the Meg. Sorry, I got the wrong poster up there. Changed it on my screen. But
Yeah, Beast of War. I did a review video for it yesterday, so
I skimmed it.
You skimmed it. Okay. What was your skimming review?
Not comprehensive enough. I just knew I didn't want to watch it after skimming it.
The one thing I will give them props for is they used a practical shark for what you see of it, like when you see it's above water and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. But yeah,
but at the same time, like I think we're at the point, like that's why I think the Shallows, it was a CG shark and it looked real as hell. I think we could do.
Yeah, you never really got super up close with it though. Like this is literally like biting off soldiers' arms and stuff like that.
The fact that you didn't get up close to it is a good thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. They could have done something really cool with this film. You could have set up the soldiers beforehand, and you could basically detail what each of them brings to the group, to the unit, and then as they get picked off one by one, that weakens the whole, that weakens the group.
Yeah, but don't expect people to write a proper script, Alan. You're asking too much of these.
Clearly. But on the other hand, if it had been all just stupid B-movie shark nonsense, I would also see it.
Could have been a fun B-movie, but it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. But because it tries to do this kind of racism commentary, half serious and then just half stupid, it just doesn't quite work.
Okay, so
and yes, I do like Deep Blue Sea.
From a shit shark movie to a good one, what would people rate The Shallows? I already said I'd give it an 8.
Good 7.
I wasn't massive on the ending, so I'll give it a 7.
Okay, Northern, you seen it?
No, I haven't. I don't really watch a lot of shark movies apart from Jaws and maybe Deep Blue Sea, but that's been a long time as well.
There ain't that many. Put this one on the list.
Yeah, it's not bad. I found out what a phobia of sharks is called because I researched it for my video. It's called galleophobia.
Oh.
So there's a thing, you know.
Sorry, me coughing again. What's new? Okay, so we'll move on from that then. Sharknado. Look, now that's an 11 out of 10.
Bonkers.
Okay, well we'll move on. Now we did talk about Black Rabbit briefly before. It was a recommendation, but most people hadn't seen it at that time. So I'm wondering how many of you have seen it now?
I watched it on the recommendations of almost every woman I know. Like I guess the show came out in mid-September, which is weird. And I was like, did you guys talk about it already? And I guess you had, but
we did. We briefly mentioned it when it came out. Somebody on the panel
watched it.
Seen it.
Yeah, I watched it as well.
Yeah, I thought,
and we didn't discuss it in depth because most of us at the time had not seen it.
Well,
but the person who had seen it recommended it. Jason Flemyng also called me and told me to watch it. I said I would like it.
I thought it was pretty good. I'm just getting tired of Jason Bateman's acting shtick. This is like an 8-hour show. It could have been trimmed down considerably.
Agreed.
Let me ask you something. Is he very sort of contained and simmery?
No, he's doing the jerk Bateman thing he does. He does in Bad Words and a bit in Ozark, and it's kind of like the same crew, I think, from Ozark. A lot of the I know Jason Bateman's like one of the producers, and I want to say it was either Laura. I think Laura Linney was directing a few episodes.
All right.
Or either that or Laura Dern. Laura Linney would make more sense just like Ozark, each episode starts with like a little iconograph, kind of cryptically talking about what's going to be in the episode. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty, I don't know. It's not as in depth as Ozark. Ozark obviously has several seasons. I hope this doesn't get another season. It seemed like it was pretty contained mini-series.
I think it's a one-off.
Yeah, I hope so. But I mean, Jude Law and Jason Bateman have good chemistry together, playing brothers, and it's an interesting premise. But it's just one of those stories where it's kind of like Uncut Gems, where fucking Jason Bateman just keeps messing up over and over again, and you're like, God, just stop doing anything,
Yeah.
please. And then it just kind of it just kind of ends pretty. I don't want to spoil it, but the ending was like, well, what the hell was the point of the past 8 hours? If you know, if we're just gonna end it like this.
It was very bleak all the way through. That's one of the problems I had with it.
This is East Brompton Cemetery for anyone who is interested, and it's been in so many films because this is predominantly set in London, isn't it?
New York. It's a New York.
Is it New York?
New York. The reason you got the flag there is because a British rapper dies.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah, and also it's one of these. It's kind of told like out of order. Just
it's very out of sequence, isn't it? Yeah, chronologically, it's all over the place.
Just is, and that's solely to keep us wrapped up, or to keep us wrapped up in it. You know, intrigued in it over the next 8 hours. Because I remember,
I don't like it when they do that if there isn't a reason.
Yeah, I mean, I get with the flashbacks, like to when they were little kids, but like the story starts at like this important heist kind of thing. And then it does the whole, 8 weeks earlier or whatever. And you're just like, oh, God.
Okay,
that was the only one I really had a problem with, though. What I really liked was the way that throughout the series, you slowly but surely found out why Jason Bateman's character, I can't remember his name, was such a fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, you do find out. There's like
their child and home life. Stuff,
yeah, it does give context. It's just, there's just a lot of shit that could have been taken out and avoided, and some of the characters aren't really likable. I mean, even Jason
most
Bateman
of the characters aren't likable.
Yeah, even Jason Bateman ends up being a little bit more likable to Jude Law once the show progresses.
Yeah, it's got fairly good character development. I thought, like Stupendous, I thought it was a little bit too long, maybe.
Yeah,
I really like the relationship between the characters, and I thought maybe it had a few too many, like the female chef whole plot line.
She kind of like she's a good character, but she end up being like powerful African American female girl boss, telling everybody.
Like she thinks, okay, so you're an asshole. I want to take over your restaurant. I deserve to.
Yeah, right. As an actress, I didn't think she stood up to Jason Bateman and Jude Law, to be honest.
No, I mean, I liked. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this could have worked as a movie because then you'd be cutting out like. I don't know, 6 out of the 8 hours probably, but
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I do like these low rate debt collectors that are like run by some that deaf guy from he won an Oscar a couple years ago for that movie. What was it called? I can't remember. I liked it. The one where the girl's like singing and her family are all a bunch of deaf fishermen. Anyway, that guy's like the main antagonist basically, but yeah, you realize like these guys are like low rate like thugs, debt collectors, gambling sharks. They're not even like, it's not like they're big crime bosses,
No, it's all very low level street scum stuff. Basically they all owe money, and Jude Law, you've got Jason Bateman's character who
he's basically a gambling addict.
Yeah, he's a gambling addict, but he's
very much
a
like
fuck
Uncut
up.
Gems,
and he looks like a fuck up, and everybody knows he's a fuck up. But then Jude Law is as well. But Jude Law's got this kind of sheen of professionalism and what's the word I'm looking for? Respectability about him, which isn't actually true. He's as much of a mess up as his brother. He just hides it better. So yeah, I thought it was interesting. I thought it did some good things. I didn't love it, but I liked it. I think I gave it an 8 out of 10 at the time.
I didn't mind it. Yeah, I thought it was decent. Like I said, it just like I wouldn't mind it being 8 hours if there is no second season. Like if it stays this one mini series, like okay, it's a good bingeable show, and it's not too what's the word I'm looking for? It's not too information heavy to where you got it.
It's not like exposition dumps all over the place. I also found it pretty interesting. I was never bored, and I binged the crap out of it.
I
finished the whole thing in 2
not like
settings.
The Wire or The Sopranos, where it's really dense. It's more like Breaking Bad. It's like it's long, but you could binge it, and it's not too complicated. It's not asking too much of the audience. But yeah,
there's definitely a few things here and there. I think that. Stupendous, you're just like, really? I don't think they do that. And you're like, really? That's a bit weird. And there's a couple of bits like that. But if you could put up with that, I think there's some good character dynamics within the series that's worth watching.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Okay, rating out of 10, Stupendous?
a 6. I don't think I'll watch it again. I don't know. It's like worth a watch. I might be judging it a little harshly. I wasn't crazy about it.
You're not going to be running out to get the limited edition Blu-ray box set.
No. Does Netflix even do Blu-ray box sets? I mean, I don't know.
Well, technically not. No, but Northern, have you seen it?
Yeah, I watched it a while ago. I mean, I am pretty much in agreement with Stupenzolicious because it really did drag on a little bit as well. And there were times where I was really thinking, this could have been cut down a little bit. But I did kind of like the ending a little bit, where he's been doing all this stupid, horrible stuff to sort of like to protect his ambitions, his restaurant.
Oh, Northern, did your mic cut then? We lost him.
I think so.
That's weird.
You stopped pedaling.
He was
I
talking.
told you, you need to pedal if you want internet.
Oh, right, yeah. I forgot that's how it works north of Bradford. Okay, well, so it's a soft recommendation, but it's longer than it needs to be, is what I'm getting from you guys.
Yeah, it's just like something happens where it's like, really, that didn't need. You could have left that bit out, and it would have still been the same story. And that
back. Yeah, there is. Yeah, I do agree. Though I do agree. There is a lot of pad in it, and
you're back.
Yeah. Fucking signal. Sorry about that, but
keep pedaling next time.
Yeah, but there is. Like I said, there is that good little bit of redemption, even though he has basically held back evidence to a bloody crime scene, which he should be in jail for, at least arrested for. But him going back to the bar, he's decided not to be this ambitious sort of like chain restaurant owner now. He wants to just work at a bar, just be a little bit more low level. It's okay. I did kind of like that. I just wished it was executed a little bit more better. But there is some kind of redemption, even though it could have been kind of rewritten a little bit, and he paid some consequences for some of the bad shit he did. But yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, all right. So rating out of 10, Northern?
I give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll move on. Stupendo, you wanted to talk about?
I do have a hard recommend for a little movie I watched called Familiar Touch.
Yeah.
And it was basically like The Father, except it was way less hardcore and intense. It was more kind of like offbeat. It wasn't really funny. I mean, it was kind of lighthearted and it was sad, and there were some moments that are happy and funny. And but basically, it's this old lady named Ruth who has dementia, and she's going into a retirement home. And it's one of those movies that's like, I don't know. It's the plot's pretty thin. It's just one of those movies you have to like experience, because it's just kind of like a bunch of little vignettes. This woman, kind of what it's like, how she's adjusting to being a resident at this old folks home in a dementia ward. And this actress lady, she's good. I found out she was she played uncredited the dead grandmother in Hereditary, the one you only see in photographs and stuff. But she's really good in this. All the cast was good. It felt really natural. Also, H. John Benjamin is in it. He's the voice of Archer and Bob from Bob's Burgers, and he's Ruth's son. And he does like not a serious role, but he's not doing a comedic role. And I don't know. This movie was really good. I would say with this and The Father would be a good double feature. But also, I don't know. This was a nice change of pace. This movie was a lot more quaint. It was very simple. It was very well acted, well photographed. And like I said, it's one of those movies where I could explain what it's about. You kind of already got the gist of it. But it's just watching the mise en scene, as it were, is what it's all about. I would recommend this big time. I'd give it a solid 8. It's not too long. It's a nice little movie. I wouldn't recommend watching the trailer though, because I don't know. I had some weird shit on my stream when I played the trailer. Some random Portuguese company tried to like block my live stream. That was weird.
Right.
I was like, I'm pretty sure you don't own the rights to this trailer, and even if you did, why the hell are you blocking it? Anyway, but yeah, this movie Familiar Touch was really good. I watched it solely based on the poster. I was like, this looks interesting, and I just watched it randomly, and I was very smitten by it. It was a good one. So yeah, like I said, it's like The Father, but without like panic-inducing intensity. Like The Father's intense. This one is more of a kind of I don't know, more happy version of The Father. So yeah, I thought it was really good. It might. I guess it came out in 2024. Is that accurate? Damn. Is it? I don't know. I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if it got some Oscar buzz. Something. Maybe not win anything, but get some nominations. I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen this actress in quite a few things, and she is very good. Kathleen Chalont.
Yeah. Yeah, she's great in this movie. There's that great scene where she's talking to her doctor, and she's just explaining this recipe on how to make borscht, and she's like, "Now, would someone with dementia, would someone who isn't all here be able to tell you all this?" And he's like, I don't know. I guess not. He's like, okay, now who the hell are you? Like, who are you? She has like no short-term memory. But that little poster was the one. I was like, what is this? Yeah. I was like, I don't know.
That's a very familiar touch.
It was a good movie. It was.
That looks like somebody hugging someone who's teleporting in Star Trek.
Right. It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good one. I thought.
Now this could, I mean, this poster could mean a whole different movie, couldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is back. This is kind of calling to the pool scene where she has like pool kind of exercises every once in a while. That's the cool thing about the movie. I mean, she's in a retirement home, and I mean, I don't know if the movie takes place over the course of a week or a year, or I don't know.
Midas touch. Everything she touches turns to gold. Could almost be in that film. Great recommendation. I do like the look of it. Yeah, I can tell it's going to be a little bit heartbreaking, but it does look good.
It was.
What's your rating out of 10?
I said 8. I give it a solid 8.
Okay, solid 8.
It was a slow, like I said, kind of. It's not a lot happening, but there is a lot happening. You know, it's one of those.
There's a lot of there's a strong emotional core to a simple, powerful story. Would that be fair?
Very.
Yeah, I get it. I get the pitch for it completely, and I feel like it looks like a very worthy film. So do check out Familiar Touch. Now, another film that dropped on Netflix this week. Finally, great to see that it's there. Talked about it on the show many times before, and in fact I've had the 3 lead cast and the director on my channel for an interview. The Cost is now out on Netflix. This is a revenge story made on a peanut budget, set with just the shell without the nut, and it was shot partly in lockdown, so kind of in between lockdowns. They had a crew of, I think it was 5, and a cast of 3, and basically, Matthew Holmes, the director, was like, "What can I write that I can shoot in lockdown?" And they did the principal photography first, and then raised a bit more money, kind of beefed it out a little bit, and the simple premise is this: this guy is released from prison. He is the guy in the middle of the poster, and the 2 men who are either side of him are both the husband and the brother of the woman he raped and murdered 15 years ago. So it sort of asked the question: if you were one of those men, what would you do to get even with this guy, and at what cost would that action come with? That's really the moral dichotomy set up here. It's a fantastic film. I love it. And I love it even more because it's an indie film. It was made almost for nothing. The cast completely throw themselves into it. I mean, the performances from the three leads are absolutely outstanding. And the guy in the middle was put through complete hell in the shoot. And they just all really went for it. And you can see that, and it pays off. Luke, I think you've just watched it, haven't you?
No, I haven't, no.
Oh, but you advertised it on your timeline.
Yeah, well, I'm helping out you and your friends as well. I'm always happy to help.
It will help him out considerably more if you actually watch it and then can talk about it on here.
Oh, well, just being a bit busy, editing videos, and real life is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, okay.
I will watch it.
I thought you'd seen it. Okay, well, we'll discuss it next week when all my panel will have watched it.
Yeah, I'll share this out for next week. Yep, no worries.
But yeah, it's out on Netflix now, and it's worth your time. Like I said, do keep in mind, it is not that should sway your critique of it. Of course, you have to judge things as they are, but do keep in mind it was shot for fuck all, and I think the results are really, really good, especially for an independent film shot in between lockdowns. In Australia where the lockdown was pretty severe. So that's the cost. Strong recommendation from me, 8 out of 10. And I'm pleased to see as well, because like independent filmmakers have their haters out there, and when anyone makes an independent film, there's always people that come after them. Half the time it's other filmmakers, but I'm pleased to see now that it's had a bit of a more substantial release, that there's more reviews, and I think the more recent reviews really reflect the quality of the film. Lots of 8 and 9 out of 10s, which is great. And these have come from people that have actually watched the movie. And Matt did a sort of mini cinema release. He organised several screenings around Australia. He attended them himself, did a little talk and stuff. And I think every single one of them was pretty much sold out. So I'm imagining a fair few of these reviews have come from there. So it's good to see that it's been given a boost. Like I said, well worth your time. Toxic, welcome.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good to see you. We'll get round to your choices in a bit.
Sure.
Northern, what have you got for us?
Oh. Uh-oh.
I think he stopped pedaling the bike
Stop
again.
pedaling again, man.
Yeah, got to keep pedaling the bike and put some more coal on the fire as well. Well, in that case, Toxic, give us one of your picks for today.
Well, I can give a marginal recommendation just because it's all over Netflix and it's getting a lot of talk. Is Nobody Wants This on Netflix right now with the girl from the
Kirsten Bell.
Yeah, Veronica Mars. Veronica Myers. Yeah,
Brody.
Adrian Brody. It's got a great cast. It's got good, snappy, quirky dialogue. It's really trying hard to be the Apple TV show Shrinking. I could see that was I could see somebody in the execs had sat around like, what if we did Shrinking, but with a podcaster and a Jewish rabbi that's super cute, and everything is super, super cranked up to 11 in this millennial days bullshit thing. They're like, yes. So I'm going to give a mixed recommendation. By the way, my girlfriend forced me to watch this. Please do not judge me. Kirsten Bell is great in it. I've watched Kirsten Bell since Veronica Mars, since The Shield, believe it or not. She that was her first appearance was in The Shield all the way back in 2002, season 2. Episode 1. So I've been watching her for a long time.
Yeah, I forgot that she was in that.
Yeah. So I think she's a fabulous actress. I really enjoy her. I like her in real life too, because she's extremely funny in real life. So, and she's good in this. She gets a lot of comedic timing. The young lady that plays her sister, actress's name I can't think off the top of my head, was in a great Stephen King adaptation called
Stephanie Faraday?
It might be called Mr. Mercedes, based on the Mr. Mercedes trilogy. and she did a really, really good job. So I do really like the cast. So the basic premises is that you have this kind of quirky, everybody's semi-wealthy, living in California. You have Adrian Brody. He's a young, hot rabbi, and he's having a conflict of interest because, he's with a white. I mean, she's not really she's kind of non-denominational, but not sure that she wants to join the Jewish faith. And he's having problems leading his, how can he lead his people, if he's with, and they just, whatever that one right there, that's the Mr. Mercedes chick right there. How can he lead his people if, he's with, whatever the racist Jewish version that they call white people is. I forget what they call us. So that's like a big deal. And she tries to ingratiate herself with her sister's help, mostly failing and mostly funny, into the like group of Jewish wine wives, including his ex. And it's pretty funny a lot of the time. The big issue with it is that it gives it's a lot of cringy like how they're living this well and a podcaster salary seems highly unlikely.
Unrealistic.
Yeah. And I do know that I'm wondering if it's loosely based on that chick that has the Call Me Daddy podcast, because it is kind of like that. And then also the fact that she reveals a lot of their personal life, their sex life, relationship stuff, and things like that kind of, gets her in a lot of trouble. It even gets her evicted from her apartment at one point, which I thought that was kind of interesting. So that's good. But I mean, they really hammer you to death with the Jewish thing. It won't go 20 minutes without something relating to, some sort of cringy Jewish joke. Sometimes it's funny.
Yeah. Sometimes
it's not. There's a guy that plays his best friend. He's really funny in it. Like I said, I want to like it a lot. And I kind of have to want to like it a lot because the girlfriend freaking watches it every day. So I have no choice.
We're going to rewatch it again today. But nobody wants this, says
yeah. So I'm in season 2. I'm kind of compelled. Like I'll walk in the room and she's got it on and I'm like, so what's going on with her? Like, why did they do this? And, and people make up and break up. And it's just a lot of like millennial narcissistic, people that are just completely full of themselves and all their little problems that aren't problems. Nobody ever works, but everybody's wealthy type thing, which I don't necessarily, Friends was like that. So, I don't have a huge problem with it, but it's not it's a really weak tea version of Shrinking. It doesn't have the heart that like Shrinking does. And I've already gushed enough about Shrinking. I'm waiting on season 3 to drop early next year. So,
all right.
Yeah.
I have actually seen this.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. Great.
I've seen all
or bad. I don't know.
I've seen no. It was your pick. I wanted to let you talk about it. I've seen it. I've seen all of season 1. This is an interesting scene because when I went to ours and we walked into the room that was full of this stuff, he promised me that these were spider cleaning tools. It's Spider Ranch, but I'm not sure that's true. Although there is a hammer there, which is quite handy for squashing said spiders if they get out.
I assure you, they're all for just tickling spiders out of their webs. No other use at all. There
you go. Yeah, I would say I 90% agree with everything. There's a lot of. It's funny because it's Jewish and she's not jokes.
Yeah.
They come thick and fast every episode, and then everything on the flip side of that seems to be around her being very knowledgeable about all kinds of sexual practices and him just getting to know them. So it's kind of it is a bit borderline racist, but not that I would be offended by it because I don't get offended so easily by these things.
Right.
But by the merits that other people are judging us, you could easily say that it is. That's the thing that kind of annoys me. Because, if we flipped this and it was
right
a dumb working class Cockney in the Adam Brody role, and it was a sort of Julia
and she was the Jew, and he was calling her like.
Well, no, a bit more. She was from rich society, shall we say? And there was lots of jokes about him being working class. You could argue that was sort of racist or classist, if you like, in the same context that it's so funny because they're poor. You know, it's so funny because they're Jewish. But I have to say, so that caveat aside, because it didn't bother me, I thought the show was it's very perfectly pleasing and entertaining. It's a good show to put on before you go to bed.
Okay.
You know, to watch an episode, and a great one to watch with your partner. Plus, you know, you can during this scene you can pick out things. So there's that. Yeah, girls will like it for sure. And I like both the actors in it. They had great chemistry, and I think that sold it for me. They clearly got on. It was clearly a fun shoot for them. And I think you're right. I think the sister stole the. She's
show. Great, man. I hope she gets to do more stuff. It took me. It was one of those things where I was like, "Where do I know her from?" Or she's
Justine Lupe. Okay, that's her, isn't it, in this scene? And,
yes, she does the podcast.
They do the podcast. The girl I mentioned previously.
No, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
We mainly know her from Succession. She was in almost all of it. Certainly, that's what I've seen her in. She was also in Miss Mercedes, which I've seen. I mean, she's a very, very much a jobbing actress. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, I saw her in that. She was one of the better things in that. So she's been working pretty solidly since she started in 2011. So good for her, because she's super talented, just great timing, comedy wise. I really want to go back and watch Succession, the entire show from the beginning, and then maybe I'll do like a Succession special, because it's such a good show.
Yeah, I haven't seen her do anything funny where she gets to use her comedic timing, and I always like that with an actor or actress that has done like serious stuff or whatever, and then they get a chance to flex their comedic timing, and I get to look at it, because I always think that's because that's not easy to do, you know. So
yeah, so just for the benefit of people watching, Rachel and Northern both have problems with their internet. Now, what happened earlier was when Northern went to the toilet, he came back and he found out that his bicycle pedaling machine had in fact been stolen by Rachel, so she could get her internet to work. But the chain came off when she stole it. So neither of them now have working internet.
So they basically, they burned each other's circuits out in a fashion. So yeah, that makes sense. Actually,
yeah.
So that's why I've got these spiders. I've always got access to the web.
Right.
That's right. You can put them on my treadmill that you've got. Their combined might of 400.
Yeah,
just powers up the whole.
I actually have no internet at all. This is my evil that just pumps me through the World Wide Web. So that's how I do. I have no internet access at all. This is just pure evil coming through your speakers. Pure toxicity.
Sometimes this stream is taking on a surreal quality. I do have a picture of Al's house here.
You're doxing him on live YouTube, sir? Good.
Absolutely. Let's get out.
Goodness.
There we go. There's Al's house. So if you're not sure what his house looks like, I can guarantee you it almost looks like that.
I mean, it's not far off. It's got one more story than that, but yeah, it's not far off.
That with more spiders.
Exactly.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we'll push on. Stupenzo, did you not see something called Coyotes as well?
Oh yeah, that was not good.
Well, we can talk about a couple of not good things. I mean, Justin Long's in it. I do like Justin Long.
Okay, well, so it's interesting because the movie is I mean, it was okay. The thing that was interesting about it was that it was made on $40 million budget, and there's like a ton of AI special effects, like the coyotes and the burning houses, and a lot of the big set scenes are either done completely with generative AI or at least assisted with AI. But even then, the movie itself is very silly. There's like a bunch of coyotes running around after a storm, terrorizing everybody, and there's no rhyme or reason to how many there are. There is like a nice twist / reveal as to why the coyotes are going crazy at the end, but that also doesn't really make a lot of sense when you think about it.
Right.
And Justin Long, I mean, he plays this this kind of failure father who spends too much time working and is a terrible dad and blah blah blah. And I don't know, it was an okay monster flick, but coyotes, you know, they're tiny dogs. They're not that dangerous. I mean, like if you were a neighborhood cat, like at the beginning of the movie when like pets are disappearing, it's like, yeah, that's the coyotes will do for sure. But yeah, it was weird though with the AI stuff because the coyotes, they have that clumpy, greasy looking fur that AI does. And this is the thing is like, this is AI from a few months back. So it already looks really outdated. And also like inconsistencies with like how much teeth, like the coyotes' teeth, like what they look like. And I even like the house they're in, I swear it's just like generic house. I don't think they're like, you know, having AI generate a coyote and then they're using computer effects to put the coyote in the movie. I think they're just generating whole scenes wholesale. And you could tell by the way the camera moves, you could tell by the just a lot of stuff. So it was a weird movie. A for effort. It's more interesting to see like where movies are going to be going. Cause like I said, when you find out this movie only cost $40 million, considering all the stuff in it, you're like, okay, well that's like a steal. So, I mean, you can't really knock it for saving a shitload of money with like a bunch of intense violence and action scenes with involving animals and burning buildings and all this stuff. It's all used, they used AI for most of it, which I don't, you know, I don't know how to feel about it. I think in like a year or so, like, I think it'll be more commonplace to at least use this AI stuff for rendering. But 40 million is quite a lot. But when you watch the movie, you would be like, no, normal Hollywood people this would cost $150 to $200 million minimum with all the stuff going on in it. Not to mention, you know, Justin Long and Kate Bosworth. I'm sure they have I'm not saying they're cheap, but they're definitely not cheap.
I would put them somewhere between one and $5 million for a film like this.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah,
the coyote even looks awful on the poster, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to judge based on the poster, but like I remember watching the trailer for this a while back thinking like these coyotes look AI, and when you watch the movie it's way worse. It's like, whoa, man, this is distractingly AI. Now my mom, she watched it with me and she liked the movie. You would, to the untrained eye, you would just think it's bad CG, you know?
Yeah.
But
is the acting any good or from the regular people?
I mean, Justin Long is, he's kind of the best part of the movie. Actually, no, I take that back. There's a crazy coked out, because they live in the Beverly Hills, the Hollywood Hills. So it's there's a neighbor who's like a coked out. I don't know what his deal is, what he does, but he's got this prostitute visiting him, and the coked out guy, you might love him or hate him. He's a bit much, but the prostitute, she actually is pretty fun. She steals the show, I thought, in my opinion. There's some memorable performances and some fun jokes here and there, and it's not like a movie you should avoid. If anything, like I said, you should watch it just to see kind of where the future of movies and special effects is probably headed. But yeah, I mean, I'd give it it was a noble effort. Like I said, if you can save like $100 million off of a movie budget by just doing AI effects, I don't know. It's going to be hard to not be, for pro AI special effects, Well,
when it starts to look good, especially because it is getting really good.
Yeah,
really
just in
quick.
the last couple weeks, the last month or so with the Sora stuff.
Yeah.
Because that used to be the critique, is like people's faces and
Yep.
mouths. It still has that AI sound. You can tell when the sound is AI, when they start.
Yeah,
talking.
and some of the motion is a little bit weird sometimes. It doesn't quite get the fluidity of human motion. So
and you also see, when you look at like textures frame by frame, you can see the little kind of splotchiness, rapid fire changing of textures.
But it is kind of crazy when you think like last year,
we
were literally like, oh, it can't do hands, it can't do faces.
I know.
And now it can do both of those things really quite well. And you're like, wow, it's really coming along. So yeah, I think there'll be a place for it in especially independent movies going
I
forward.
think we've all agreed on different streams in different contexts that like we didn't mind older movies or, you know, something that had like maybe shoddy special effects as long as the plot and the acting were good. Like you could like, you know, The Last Starfighter is horrendous, even though it was, you know, landmark in its time. But, you know, I still love it because it's got a great story, got a great plot, great acting, you know, a lot of heart in the movie. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm of two minds with it. If it's still a piece of shit, but if it's a piece of shit with bad acting, then
the problem
I don't care.
is coyotes. It's literally, it's killer coyotes. And it's just like, okay. I mean, I'm not really.
They're not that dangerous, are they?
Right. No, they're not. You could probably beat a coyote in a fist fight. It's not like a wolf.
They can do AI mountain lions or something like that instead. No.
Yeah. I mean, spoilers. It turns out that the reason why the coyotes are going all ape shit is because something to do with like there's some puppies, some coyote pups like hidden in the house they don't know about. Like there's a coyote litter, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. But why are there two coyotes attacking, and why are there like 50 like unlimited supply of coyotes just coming?
It takes the village of coyotes to raise some pups, Enzo. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Coyotes.
Coyotes.
Out of 10?
Oh, I don't know. 5, 4 or 5. I mean, it had some fun death scenes and some funny one-liners and stuff. So I'll give it a 5. But a lot of AI nonsense.
Haven't seen Kate Bosworth in a while. How is she doing these days?
She's fine in this. She looks the same. I mean,
remember when she was going to be the big thing in the early? Remember that the early?
Yeah,
2000s?
man, I remember that. Yeah,
she was going to be. They were like, man, they were pushing her hard to be the big thing, and it just nothing really ever happened.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna move
Darth
on.
Plato's got the best idea. I like that idea, Darth.
Rating out of 10. Stupenzo for Coyote.
5.
Okay. All right. So before we cover, because the industry's lost a few people this week.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So I've got a couple of difficult topics I've got to talk about now. One of my friends, who you could argue is in the industry, I mean, she's a DJ. Now, I've known this girl since the first time I went to Uganda, which was 2011. And we met in a restaurant. My then partner said to me, that's DJ Rachel sitting over there. You might want to talk to her. And I said, oh, why? What's her story? And she said, well, she's, you know, because in Uganda, it's illegal to be gay. DJ Rachel's well-known lesbian. And at the time, she was trying to work out how to get out of the country without being killed. So anyway, cut a long story short, I became good friends with her and her partner, Melanie. And they came to visit me in London a couple of times. I took Rachel round central London, and eventually they relocated with their son, Cruz, in Los Angeles. They had such a high opinion of me that they asked me if I wanted to be Cruz's dad, because he didn't have a dad. My partner was not too enamored with this idea, so that didn't happen. But I mean, that's probably one of the most flattering things I'd been asked to be in his life. It didn't involve any financial contribution on my part. It was more just about him having a father figure who he could call if he wanted, you know, because they were concerned that he didn't have a father in his life, because the dad was never interested and just kind of buggered off. So, so these are not people I know merely as a passing acquaintance. These are people I know very well. And of course, you know, if I've got 3,000 friends on Facebook, and I've met all of them in person, but some of them are very close friends of mine, and some of them are just people I've met at a networking event or raving or whatever. They're still friends, but, you know, not as close as somebody like this. So there's a great article about Rachel here, which I'm going to put a link in the chat. Ooh, this next bit's going to be tough. So when scrolling through Facebook a couple of days ago, I saw a picture of Mel with someone in a wheelchair in a hospital in LA. And I thought, who's that? She's taken to hospital. And unbeknownst to me, it was Rachel, who's now got cancer. She is still fighting. They have a campaign right now. And this is them in hospital a couple of days ago. So this is Rachel on the left. This is Mel on the right. Hashtag fuck cancer. Now, neither of them can work at the moment because Rachel can no longer DJ and she was the main source of income. I mean, you can look Rachel up on Wikipedia. There's a massive page on her here. I've got a lot of pictures of me and Rachel on my other computer, which perhaps I should have got out for today. But in any event, so, and then I only actually read this just before we got onto this topic, where she says because she told me, I spoke to her on video 2 days ago. I called them as soon as I found out. And she said to me, it was so strange. This all happened like a couple of weeks ago. And she suddenly realized she was numb down one side of her body. And the cancer came out of nowhere. She's never smoked that I've ever seen. And she's got stage 4 cancer on one of her lungs, which has spread lesions to one side of her brain. So she's on steroids to stop her from having seizures at the minute. And all their healthcare is being funded by this GoFundMe, I think, essentially. Because I think the insurance, the amount that the insurance will cover has already gone. So I'm asking my friends on, excuse me, I'm asking my friends on YouTube, and I know we're all a bit poor right now, but to do what you can to make this campaign go viral for me. Just putting the link in. So do what you can, and if you could give it a shout out on your own streams, I'd be very grateful. She's a really good person, and she's determined not to give up. I know we've all seen people, we've all lost friends to cancer, so we've all been through this. But this is one person I would really like to see pull through. I have to admit the diagnosis isn't, reading this, it's not very good. But what else can we do? I had to try something, didn't I?
Definitely, man.
Yeah. So.
Just got to cross your fingers. You can't do any more than that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Try and support them as best you can.
Anyway, there, like I said, there's links there. And you can follow on Instagram here. I'll put her Instagram in as well. And I'll see if I can get a drink from Mauler and some of the big boys to share this week.
That would definitely help the reach.
That'd be very helpful. Woo! Right. I knew that was going to upset me. Fuck, I should have had a whiskey here ready. I mean, you know, I can't believe I found both of these things out on the same day, and I didn't say anything about Rachel, because 2 hours before I read about Rachel, there was another actor, not a close friend, someone I knew on the industry, but a guy who had auditioned for me a couple of times. And a good guy, you know, and a talented actor, and his name was Christian Davidson, and he's just 40, just recently, and he passed away also, and he's a father to 2 young kids. I have no idea what happened to him, nor does anybody else. His partner just put up, but he auditioned for Pegasus Bridge before the film fell apart, and if the film had not fallen apart, he would have been in it. So that's him. And man, that was a tough day. That was like the middle of last week, all of that. I think, or was it Thursday? Might have been Thursday, I think, that I found both of these things out. So, you know, Of course, several friends of mine worked with Christian. I think we've got something like about 334 friends in common on Facebook. So really good bloke. And he had a panic in the summer of 2023. He was going to quit the industry. And I saw that post, and that was back in the day when Facebook occasionally showed you something useful. And I jumped straight on a call to him, and we sort of talked about it. And I could tell he was not in a good way, you know. But he left me a really nice voice note, and I still have it, where he thanked me. He said, "No one else would do that, you know. Thank you for taking the time." So I don't know anybody else in the industry that does that. And it's just like, so you know how at the end of these streams, I often say, don't be afraid to pick up the phone. Well, that is a prime example of don't be afraid to pick up the phone, because I know that phone call made a difference to him, and he was not in a good place then. And that was in the summer of 2023. So I think it was a health issue, because I think he was battling multiple sclerosis. I think that's public knowledge. So I suspect it was a health issue that got the better of him ultimately. But rest in peace, sir. And, you know, again, very gutted. Now, my big brother worked with Tcheki, and I have a story about this as well. So we also lost him also to cancer this week. I mean, substantially good innings. He was in his 70s, substantially good body of work, which we'll have a quick look at in a minute. But there's a funny story here. So Jason was in The Missing with Tcheki when we were doing the second shoot for The Journey. And we'd done one shoot one year, and we had another shoot next year, and we needed Jason there for a few days to kind of make the story work. So and then he got cast in The Missing, and he said, "Don't worry, I'm going to get over there. I'm going to figure it out. I don't know, but I've got a weekend coming up." He said to the production team, "Is it all right if I go to Greece? I'll be back on Monday." This is on the Friday, right? He's going to fly out on the Friday. And the production team said, "No." The producer said, "No, you can't. We can't risk you going to Greece." He said, "Okay, well, I'm going back to London then. I'm going back to London to see my family." And I mean, that was the original plan. He was going to go back and see his family. And despite him having young twins at the time, he still came out. He fucked off the BBC. And we arranged, the timing was so tight that he basically landed at 4 a.m, arrived at the hotel at 5. We got him, he had got his head down for a couple of hours. He was up on the ferry for 9. The ferry arrived at the island at 10:30. And at 10:32, I shit you not, he was doing his first shot. And his first shot is him walking off the ferry. So we had one of the producers with him who brought him over. And he was talking to us on the phone. We said, "We're all ready to go for the first shot. So just come off the boat like a tourist with a bag." And that's exactly what he did. And then that kind of became his costume. And then we had another camera set up further down the road. And so those opening shots in The Journey of Jason coming off the ferry are all him coming off the ferry for real. And that's when he was filming the Missing with Tcheki. Tcheki also worked with another friend of mine called Donal Logue on a film called And the Band Played On, which I'm doing a special YouTube video about on the 1st of December. It's a live stream where I'll be discussing that film and a couple of other movies. So, So I'm going to go around my panelists and just talk about this wonderful actor, because he deserves to be talked about, and ask each maybe to sort of just mention one role, perhaps. And I'm sure you want to talk about more than one. If we can limit it to one each, and you know, maybe what you first saw him in, and maybe what your favourite role of his is. So let's go with you, Critic Al, first.
I'm just bringing them up on IMDb as we speak, but I think it's going to be Nikita from what I can see.
That was one of his very early roles, wasn't it? And I saw that at the cinema.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that at the cinema, and I think that is going to be.
Oh yeah, and he
one.
was
Have a quick
also in
look.
Conquest of Paradise, 1492. That's right.
And the historical documentary, The Patriot. Yeah, he was in that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, where he played the very accurate French character.
But yeah, I think it's going to be Nikita for me, to be honest. Yeah, that's the first one I saw him.
Good film. That came out, what, 88? Something like that? There it is, 1990.
Yeah, it's going to say a bit later, 90, yeah.
I went to see that with my friend Charlotte from work, and we really enjoyed it.
We're talking about Checky Choco?
Yeah,
Checky Cario.
Yeah. Yeah, most people in the industry call him Checky for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, great recommendation. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely recommend it. Stupenzo, do you have a favorite film of his?
I know his voice is dubbed over badly in this one, but I love The Bear from 1988. Where he's one of the. It's like two French hunters in the Canadian wilderness in the 1800s going after that big bear. He gets dubbed over with some country sounding accent guy. It's super weird. But
they're not like an original language edition of that, then, is it?
I don't think so, because it's made by a bunch of French people. But I think the goal was it's a Hollywood movie, American movie. I think
that came out in '88.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I've never even heard of this film.
Oh man, it's like some of the best animal acting ever. It's really about like this orphan bear cub that finds this big male bear and kind of follows him around. And then there's these hunters, and it's the French wilderness. Man, there's that great scene where Checky Cario, he's washing himself in the waterfall, and it's Bart the bear from The Edge, and he's like standing right behind him, and he just roars at him. The cover of the movie. Yeah, he just roars at him into submission. It's super great scene. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's like a bunch of stuff in the wilderness, a bunch of animal acting. It's all just really well filmed. I think it's who was it? John DeBont? Who made this movie? I can't remember. It was good. It's real good.
Directed by Jean-Jacques Arnaud.
Okay, yeah, and the other French guy.
French, well, there's more than one, but yeah, he directed Quest for Fire, The Name of the Rose, which is one of my favorite films of all time. Enemy at the Gates, which should have been better. Black Gold, that was a big disappointment.
See, I think I like Enemy at the Gates. I just think it's underrated, actually. You know,
I mean, it's okay, but it's sort of
yeah.
You know, everyone's doing different accents. It's like just get some continuity in there. You know,
who was the DP? Oh, Philip Rossello. Okay. The Bear's good. I like The Bear a lot. It's a good one. And it's like, he kind of has like one of the main roles in that movie. Main human roles, anyway.
Sure.
And there's really, so it's a good one.
Toxic, do you have a favorite Checky film?
Yeah, no, believe it or not, I love him in Bad Boys. I think he was a great villain.
Bad Boys was going to be one of mine. That's why I love Bad Boys.
I thought he brought I thought it was an interesting, because they could have just done the simple. I mean, I do love Bad Boys too, and I think the guy in that is great too. The villain heavy in that as well. But they could have gone with that with the first one and just had him like be Cuban or Colombian or whatever, and they had him be this French guy that's like a heist mastermind that likes to get his gun off a little bit too much, and I like it. I thought he was good. He's intimidating, and all of the stuff. He's like, I'm catering your party, and how could you be so stupid? I was like,
I'm not a chemist, idiot.
He's great.
His death scene at the end is so violent too. He's just like, I love how Will Smith just like empties that clip in him.
Yeah,
blah 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 blah. It's like the
no shooting board in these movies, especially not in 95. But I really like him, and it's the first thing that stands out in my mind when I think of him. But I mean, I've seen him in all the stuff that
I also like how he's got the famous little 4-barrel handgun in that movie.
Bad Boys. Dope. Yeah, it's dope. I like that. I like that he wasn't afraid to he's bad when he kills the hooker love interest in the first 20 minutes of the movie. He's for no reason, really.
Yep.
So yeah, no, awesome.
Yeah, great actor. I'd also recommend Boat Story, 6-episode miniseries. He's very good in that. It's also
I like him in Addicted to Love with Matt Broderick and Meg Ryan.
Yeah.
He's Meg Ryan's ex. And
right.
all I remember from that movie was he's allergic to strawberries. So one of the things they do to get back at him is they break into his house and put like strawberries juice all over his pillowcase. So he wakes up the next morning like covered in like fucking horrific rash and hives and stuff.
Yeah.
I really liked him in Goldeneye, actually. He
Yeah,
plays the Russian minister. He was really good in that.
I always picked him in Goldeneye, the game,
Yeah.
in 64 in multiplayer mode because he had just a cool look about him, and I knew him from Bad Boys and the Bear.
I mean, I think most people will probably remember him for playing Baptiste, both in The Missing and then the spin-off series.
He's also wasn't he in The Messenger, the terrible Joan Araujo arc movie from Luc Besson also.
Yeah,
that Luc Besson a few times.
That film was bad, man.
I know.
Yeah. Had a good trailer. It had a really good trailer. I remember.
I mean, it's got some good action scenes. I like all those cunning devices that they kind of came up with for, stopping the siege from happening. Dropping those balls down those those holes and firing them out the side of the castle and stuff like that.
Darth Plato's talking about Baby. The movie's literally called Baby, Legend of the Lost Dinosaur. And yes, I remember that movie. I wanted to watch it this year, but I didn't get around to it.
I'd probably argue, though, Lance, that probably most people know him from The Patriot, playing the,
I mean, yeah, in America, where that film kind of went down a treat, no, hardly anybody watched that film over there.
Oh, is that still a sore spot? Are you guys still sore about that?
I went to the cinema to see it. I loved it.
Okay. I didn't know if that time we kicked you guys' ass in that war is that staying a little bit still, or
you've lost almost every war since, so we'll let you off.
All right, cool.
I mean, it's apart from that big one, World War II.
Check the scoreboard, Lance. Check the scoreboard, bud.
But you know what? Let's do that on another stream.
Britain was winning wars before your country even existed.
I mean, let's get back on track here. I actually like The Patriot. The Patriot is like Braveheart. It's historical nonsense, but a lot of fun, and it's very rewatchable.
It knows how to pull on the heartstrings, the emotions. It knows exactly what it is. It knows exactly what it's doing.
Great.
Mel Gibson is he's going for it in that.
By the end of that, you love Mel Gibson. You cheering for him.
Jason Isaacs.
You hate Jason Isaacs so bad, like you want to jump through the screen. My roommate at the time, when I brought that home because he was working at Blockbuster, and I brought that DVD home, like he was like, "Man, I don't want to watch this crap." I'm like, "No, He's like, "I hate historical stuff." I'm like, "No, you're gonna love this." And by the end of the film, he's like, "Man, I want to kill that guy." He's such a bastard. I was like, "Yeah, he's great."
Well, one of the things I really liked about The Patriot actually was the score.
Yes, brilliant score.
I can hear it in my head right now. And
you have it on vinyl, I'm betting, right? It's on the shelf somewhere behind you.
I don't, because it came out in the late 90s, and I stopped buying vinyl probably around 1991.
It came out in 2000 actually, but sorry.
But did it? I thought it came out like. So late 90s to early 2000s. I mean, I wasn't buying vinyl. That's the point.
Fair enough.
But I have a number of soundtracks from a fantastic composer called Bruce Brofton, who some of you may have heard of. And he's still with us. And he did the first soundtrack of his that we've got. Well, he did the score for Buck Rogers in the 25th century. Dun, 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 that one. But he also did Silverado, which would have been the first vinyl soundtrack of his that I got. I've also got Young Sherlock Holmes. The Boy Who Could Fly has got a superb soundtrack.
The Boy Who Could Fly.
That's a great film. I love
Gonna get me with a squirt gun with a swirl of water.
No, the subplot with the brother is great. Yeah, what's in that water? No, it's piss.
It's piss. Remember when
Really, really.
he's bearing his GI Joes. It's like he was a brave man.
Yeah, and then he kind of has the mental breakdown and shit, and it's good. But he kind of sells it. It works. He also did. He produced the score for Tombstone. Anyway, good news. He's coming on the channel.
Oh,
Who is?
Yeah, Bruce
Composer.
Brock. Yeah,
No shit.
yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
So I've got to lock down the date, but I'm told it's definitely going to happen.
That is awesome.
So I'm happy to announce it, and let's hope it does happen. So, but yeah, he's keen to do interviews. He's of a certain age, and I think he wants to talk about, various different things. So I think the interview with him will be very interesting. So definitely one to. I'm going to try and do it this side of Christmas if we can.
All right.
So yeah. Okay, let's move on. One of the other things that I've been watching recently, I know this is an old show, but we haven't really talked about it much on this channel before. I rewatched the entire first 2 seasons of Narcos, which is the first time I've rewatched it since it came out. And I'm halfway through season 3, which is the one that covers the Cali cartel as opposed to, the main guy. Such a good show, though. I mean, I loved it when I watched it the first time. The fact that you can rewatch it again and it's still so great, for me, is the quality of a good show. And I would love to see Netflix produce more shows of this quality. It would be great if they did. One of the few things that I really liked Pedro Pascal in. Yeah,
it's one of the few things, Lance.
Yeah, well, he's done a few things that films that I've liked. I've liked him, but I haven't liked the film.
I see. Okay.
But this one, I love the show. He's great in it. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Ralph Macchio, 64 today. Oh my God, yeah.
He was like 40 when he did the Karate Kid 3, right?
I don't
know. Maybe.
But he was much. I remember, he was older than all of the. The kids that beat him up. He was older than all of them.
He's very old. In fact, in part 3 is probably my favorite one because it's so stupid. And 3 is hilarious because I want to say it's the actress. I can't remember who it was. Was it Elizabeth Shue or is that the first one?
She's in the first one.
Okay, so there's a new chick who's supposed to be the love interest for Ralph Macchio's character, but he vetoed it and said, no, they should just be platonic friends because I am twice her age as an actor. And it's not, it's weird.
Based. Nice.
So yeah, they kind of make a big scene at the beginning when they first meet. Let's be friends, and they shake their hands, and they're friends the whole movie, and it's just
I remember that. That I have to say that felt really dumb in that movie.
Right. I mean, you should have just cast an older actress who looked younger.
Right.
I mean,
cast an older actress.
But in 1988, that chick, she was like Teen Witch, and the Teen Witch thing.
So she was already a hot commodity.
She was a super hot commodity. I like that they brought her back on the show too. It was pretty. Then she's like the auntie. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I guess she
read out this super chat real quick before we go down.
Yeah, go ahead.
Rabbit hole. I've played it for $2 for Narcalorian. Send him more of those, and I'll read them straight away. Roger Moore wouldn't have done that. He would have been a professional. He would have said, "If I must kiss that 18-year-old girl, then I suppose I will."
Well, I watched. This was a couple weeks back. I wanted to talk about it back then, but it didn't come on because I had to drive. But I watched. I watched both versions of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Oh yeah,
me too.
And I had seen the original a long time ago, and I watched the new one, and I wasn't crazy about it. And then I rewatched the original, and I was like, dude, the original's so much better.
Way better.
And it's so funny because the original has a much I guess on paper it's a much more boring plot, yet it really holds your attention. Whereas the new one,
because the acting is so good in the original, and it was
right
before like everything's so watered down now.
Well,
The original gets to use the hard R word a bunch of times.
I'm just going to say 2 words: Rebecca De Mornay.
yeah, she is great. I remember reading about how they originally auditioned for the opposite roles, the mom and the babysitter. And I liked how they did the switcheroo, because Rebecca De Mornay is she's more attractive, and she's sexier, and she does this great like evil thing. She does the evil thing way better. And basically the big differences between the original and the remake is, first of all, I do appreciate that the original tried to not just be I did like how the remake didn't try to be the original all over again. It changed some things, but it was big things about it. In the original, exactly what's happening. You know who the babysitter really is. You know her ulterior motive. You know why she's doing it. And I think that makes it more interesting, because in the new one, you just get this feeling she might not be who she says she is. And of course, because it's a, Hand That Rocks the Cradle movie, there's going to be a big reveal. And it's kind of similar, but very different. There's like one element, but there's like a big reveal at the end of who she is and why she's doing all this evil babysitter stuff. And it's just, it's kind of convoluted and very insanely there's a big coincidence, and it just seems like a lot of I don't know. I feel like it would have been better if like they did the original, where you kind of know what she's doing. That way, you see the little seed she's planting. You see the discord she's sowing. Like she's causing problems. Also, there was this sex appeal in the first one, where like Rebecca De Mornay is like kind of trying to seduce the husband.
Yeah,
and you kind of see that in this new one. None of that is there. In fact, she's kind of the new one, Micah Monroe. What her name is? She's.
That's right.
She's she's great. That's the other thing. Her and Elizabeth Winstead, they're great in this movie.
Yeah.
It's just I thought Mary Elizabeth Winstead was more attractive, so I don't think Micah Monroe was a threat. Also, she appears to be a lesbian in the new one. And then the big thing about this original versus the remake is, in the remake, she kind of wins. Like in the original, the mom literally has to, realize this intruder is trying to take her family away, and she must do something. She has to literally physically stand up to her and fight this woman, and the whole family kind of rallies behind the mom.
Benny from LA Law also saves the day in the original, if you remember.
Yeah, in the original, Ernie Hudson's character, the mentally
sorry, it's
retarded.
Ernie Hudson.
Yeah. His character is completely omitted from the remake, which I thought that was interesting, because he's a black character with mental deficiencies, and
you would have thought they jumped all over. Well, you know why they didn't? Because someone's going to call back to them using the hard R word in the original movie. That's
that was a great scene when Rebecca De Mornay confronts him, and she starts calling him a Riri and stuff to his face, and it's just really she's really imposing in that movie. But what was great about the original is like the little girl is like, no, you're not my mommy, and they all kind of rally behind the real mom, as the real mom throws Rebecca De Mornay out of the window and kills her. And then the movie just kind of like she's dead on the front yard, and they're like, all right, let's go get ice cream, and the music's all like happy and stuff. It just ends like that. It's pretty crazy. But the new one, it's like he kind of she's chasing after Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and she kind of accidentally kills her, like fleeing. It wasn't really that whole, you didn't really like actively defend your family and commit murder to save them. You kind of just lucked out with a car crash.
Is she trying to seduce the mum instead in this one?
No, not really.
What's happening here?
She says at one point that she is going to, I'm going to, have sex with your husband and raise your kids. And it's like, you never once planted this idea that you were going to seduce the husband, you know. But also the big thing about the original versus the remake is in the remake, the little girl actually does get kind of poisoned by the babysitter. So at the end, you know, she kind of like misses the babysitter and muses about like the things the babysitter taught her. And also the babysitter may or may not have turned the little girl into a lesbian or like, it's just the bad guy kind of wins in the remake. And, and like I said, even though the original is way thinner on paper, I think it still like holds your attention really well.
The
and
performances are just so much richer in that. I mean, remember, this is also early Julianne Moore is in.
She's
this
great too.
Great small ancillary scene.
Yeah. They gender swap the friend who's going to figure out everything. And like in the original, it's Julianne Moore's friend of the husband. In the new one, it's what's his name? Guilfoyle. He's the friend of the wife. But one thing I noticed watching this is Guilfoyle got his teeth capped. he has veneers like every other actor now in Hollywood. It's so annoying. And you could tell his teeth are like too big for his mouth now, and he's like he never smiles, and they're uncomfortable.
For those that don't know or don't remember, in the early 90s, from like in 89 to like maybe 94 or 5, we had this slew of fill in the blank from hell. So you had like this one was like the nanny from hell.
Well, 93, 92 was this one, and the sister film was Single White Female. So these two were
that's
like
the roommate,
crazy
from
white,
hell.
Crazy white chick living in your house.
The crush was the young neighbor girl from
Alicia
hell.
Silverstone. Was that 92 also?
Poison Ivy.
Awesome.
You know, like all of that, like, you know, it was this thing that was like creeping the idea that, hey, you white suburbanites, you're not safe because that person that you trust with your kid or you know, to be your neighbor, to be your tutor or whatever, they're like a demon spawn somewhere behind that attractive facade. So
and Rebecca De Mornay has that scene where there is no scene in the new one where, you know, someone's walking away in a see-through nightie, you know.
Oof, man,
that is worth the price of admission alone, you know, and the new one does not have anything like that. And
of course not. You can't sexualize women. It's disgusting.
Mate, you keep your male gaze to yourself, you chauvinist pig.
Also, I mean, the first one actually is more hardcore, like the actual plot, because I don't want to spoil, you know, what's going on, what the big reveal is, why the babysitter's going crazy and has this vendetta against his family. But it's more fucked up in the first one, in the original one. Plus, you know it going in. And I think, like I said, that makes it way more enjoyable, more tension, you know, when you're watching the movie, you know, because in the new one, you're like, I don't know, is she evil? This might all be a misunderstanding. I don't know. You don't really know. She doesn't really seem to be doing anything that bad.
We're going to move on because we're limited on time. But I'm going to just say this. Rebecca De Mornay made many a young man completely change the way that they look at staircases.
Risky business. I mean,
risky business.
Lord.
I haven't watched the remake. I can, but it's on my Disney account.
Skip that and watch "And God Created Woman," and you're going to get some awesome Rebecca De Mornay stuff.
I just thought I don't want to see this new one. I'm going to talk very briefly about another film that probably most of you haven't seen, which is called The Wizard of the Kremlin. It's an odd one, and it's got an actor in who I always find myself not quite sure when I watch him if I believe him. And that's, funny enough, is Paul Dano, he's an actor that I'm very undecided about. You know, like he's done some great roles, but in this, he's pretty good. He's pretty good in this. It's a bizarre film about Putin's rise to power and one of the men who made that happen, or a young man who made that happen. It's coming out pretty soon, so I would advise checking it out. And it's you know, it's kind of funny. There's Putin himself, played by Jude Law. So yeah, Jude Law plays Putin in this, but it's it's okay, but it's not amazing. Could be better, but I'll wait until the rest of you have seen it before we discuss it further. Okay, so I think somebody mentioned also that the DOP of the Terminator 2 passed away. Was that right?
Terry Greenberg or Terrence Greenberg, I think it was.
Right. You know what?
Done some good work over the years. He did.
That hasn't been on my social media at all, and I'd expect it to be, bearing in mind my,
I just got it on one of my Google notifications. When you swipe right on your phone, you get a load of just news that it wants to throw at you, and it was one of those.
Yeah, but it normally sends you news that they think you're going to want to read, or that they're trying to get you to read.
Yes, exactly.
So I would have thought that.
Adam Greenberg, that was it. Sorry, yeah.
Well, there you go. But that would be why it wasn't coming up. Adam Greenberg. Yeah. So a completely different name then, Al.
Only the first name.
Born in 1937. So a good innings. He was also the cinematographer on Ghost.
Yeah.
And Snakes on a Plane. Which, it's a fun movie.
Oh, he did Toys? Near Dark?
Yeah, he had quite a quick career. Once I looked into it, I was like, oh, wow. He did
Sister Act?
Toys with Robin Williams. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That movie had a great look to it, too.
It did. That film didn't quite succeed. It's still a good movie. It's not a great movie, but
no, it's more. It's all about the aesthetic for that movie. Yeah.
Yeah. The aesthetic.
He did Turner and Hooch. He did 3 Men and a Baby. He did Near Dark. He did a bunch of stuff. He did Iron Eagle. He did Eraser, Rush Hour.
Wow, he was the DOP on the big red one.
Sphere, Collateral Damage, First Night, Junior. He's worked with Arnold a few times.
That's quite the contrast, isn't it? Going from Lemon Popsicle 2 to the big red one.
He did, he did Sister Act. Ghost is a big one. Wow, yeah, he did some good stuff. Once Bitten with Jim Carrey. Wow.
Well, he worked with Cannon. Or the Golan brothers, because they did Operation Thunderbolt, which was the cheap Entebbe movie in 1977, and he was the DOP on that. So he started off on the low budget stuff, and then because he did Last American Virgin, which actually the lead actor of that I've done an interview with him, Lawrence. That's on the channel. So the Terminator, which would have been his first time collaborating with Gale and Hurd and Jim Cameron. That, I think, is the breakout movie for him, really, isn't it? Because that's the movie. If you look at all the other movies before that, none of them had the global success that Terminator had. So that's the movie that propelled his career for sure. So interesting then. It's great that he came back and did T2. And he did First Night, which is another film I really like. That's a fun movie. Sphere is a terrible film. It's also a terrible.
They did Eraser as well. I mean, whatever you think about that film, it looked good.
I don't think that the book was that good either, but Sphere looks good though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Last movie was Footsteps in Jerusalem, so retired in 2013. Well, thank you, sir, for an amazing body of work. What a great man. That's a good place to start to sort of wrap up because we've only got 19 minutes left, and I know Toxic has to go bang on time. What have people got coming up? Depends. I caught the end of your mega stream the other day.
Right, that was fun. I said I wasn't gonna be. I'm gonna be focusing on editing these Wii Watches a lot more, like kind of make them more edited, like the EFAP movies with. Inserted jokes and solo sections. I wanted to spend a few weeks on Creepshow 2, and I was saying there probably isn't going to be a movie coming out, but I'm thinking I might actually do Bride of Reanimator tomorrow. I think that might be able to come out tomorrow. Just a regular full-length commentary kind of movie. So that'll be fun. Also, I have some... I'm going to start releasing highlights from all the live streams. I might start putting the old streams on members only. Nobody's watching 2-year-old live streams. Let me put it that way. So, they're just kind of cluttering up my my channel. So yeah, I don't know. I expect big changes, good changes, upgrades. Really is the word I guess I would use. So yeah, expect some fun moments from previous live streams, some songs from Suno, some full-length movies like Bride of Reanimator, and the edited ones, Creepshow 2, The Blob. Like, I'm hoping to get the Blob 88 version of the Blob by Thanksgiving.
That's a great film.
Yeah, kind of make it more of a, like I said, spend about 2 or 3 times as much time editing them as I normally do, and kind of really, like, you know, up the ante a little. So I think that'll be fun.
I saw 4 films in one day in 1988. Actually, Alan, this bit will be in the book, and I'm pretty sure 3 of those movies, I think, were The Blob, which I saw last, The Rescue, which was dire. I think Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and I think that was also the second time I saw Die Hard was that day.
Wow.
Your memory scares me.
Well, mate, I kept a diary every day, remember?
It's crazy, it really is. Yeah, I know, but even so,
I wouldn't remember a thing if it wasn't for the fact that I kept a diary every day that day. So, and I've rewritten that into a book which you own. So I'm recalling what's in the book rather than recalling was the case back then. But the Blob was a great film. I love the remake of the Blob.
That's good. That.
Yeah. Frank Darabont, wasn't it?
Yep. Kevin Dillon.
Yeah, and he's good in it.
Shawnee Smith.
I love the scene with the, they set up a lot of people in that movie that you think might survive, and then they take great delight in killing them all.
Yeah.
In
Erica Eleniak in a little bit role, and so hot.
I like the best bit is the bit with the phone box, where the woman's trapped in the phone box and she's trying to call for the sheriff, and then she sees the sheriff his body go passing on the inside of the blob, past her in the phone box. That's such a good sequence. You kind of know she's fucked at that point. You're thinking,
I always like the one where the kid is buying the condoms, and then it's the dad, it's the pharmacist, and he's a priest or a preacher somehow. Like, doesn't make it worse?
No, the priest shows up while he's.
Was that the thing? Okay, yeah. It's been a while since
the guy is. He's getting condoms for himself, because he's got a date with a hot girl, but he lies and says it's for his friend who's too nervous and taking this girl out.
Yeah.
And the priest shows up, and they talking with the priest and the pharmacist and the guy, and then he doesn't give the condoms to him because they're for him. And nerdy guy goes and meets the daughter at her house, and the pharmacist is the dad.
Darth Plato wants to know if I'm talking about the Garfield series next week. No.
There was a reason we should.
No. How about no?
That would be a new. I'm not planning on that. No. Yeah, I mean, but I think one important thing to say is that it's Nielsen ratings 91 today. So, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Nielsen ratings 99 is on Tuesday, the 30th of December. So the first Nielsen ratings of January will be Nielsen ratings 100.
Nice.
So we're going to have to do something special for that. Ideas on a postcard, please. Primarily from my panelists. But
I can tell you, Toxic comes up with some pretty cool damn trivia games about movies.
Oh, it's true. It's true. I do.
Do also check out Toxic's show before Open Bar. So, yeah, I will not be doing Death by Lightning, although if Depenzo wants to strap himself to the roof and do a live stream while there's a storm, I'm always open to offers.
It would just power up his armor there, so he'd be okay, I think.
Yeah. So don't forget what I mentioned earlier, which of course is about the crowdfunding campaign for my friend. we're even talking about her coming on the channel, so that might even happen this side of Christmas. So
Your Ugandan friend, or
yeah, the DJ. Yeah, she may even come on.
the Pearl of Africa.
She's a good egg. She's a good egg.
That-
Does anybody else got anything they want to plug quickly before we wrap up?
I will be seeing the new Predator film on Friday. I will be
Oh,
reviewing the
yeah.
new Predator film on Saturday morning.
Do you want to team up on that one, Al?
Stupenzo, Nielsen ratings next week. Predator Badlands.
I figured it would be
Yeah,
Badlands.
yeah,
I'm honestly, I feel like it's not going to be as bad as everyone's freaking it out
No,
about. I mean, will it be
I'm
worse than the Predator? I mean, that's
No, it can't
No.
be worse than Predator.
Can't be
But
worse
I
than
expect what I expect is I expect Marvel Predator. That's
The
what I expect.
Predator
I bet
Yeah.
it's going to be
Only-
top 3 or 4 Predator movies of all
I don't
time.
know.
How
I'm
much you wanna
hearing.
bet?
I'm hearing the little girl that plays the synthetic is like really compelling and interesting in it.
Yeah.
I like
Well,
her. I love the Neon Demon. That's like a great
Yeah.
movie.
That's Elle Fanning. She was great in Super
Fanning.
8.
Yeah,
The
she's cool.
Predator movie is the only one. The one before this is the only one that I've not finished of the Predator franchise. I got about 30 minutes in, and I was just like, "This is so bad.
It was awful.
I can't watch this." I'm so glad I didn't go to the cinema to see it. I was watching it on streaming
I
much
did.
later because everybody slated it, so I was not in a rush to watch it.
Yeah, it's not
My then partner didn't want to particularly watch it.
Hmm.
So
I'm
we didn't.
expecting a family-friendly action comedy with violence, but because it's all on synths, there won't be any red blood. So that's how they get away with the PG-13.
Yeah.
It's going to be Marvel
It
Predator.
will be an entertaining film. Will it be a good Predator movie? Well, we'll have to wait and see.
I think like I said, we have to stop making Predator the bad guy, because if every time he's the bad guy, he keeps getting his ass kicked, and he becomes less.
But
and
what they're
less,
doing is they're
impressive.
humanizing him a lot. So he's he's disabled.
Yeah,
like
I don't
it.
like how the
he's
Predator
thrown
has
out of the Predator
language.
clan.
Does
And
the
I'm like, I
Predator
don't
talk
want
in
that.
other movies?
Not really.
No.
No.
No, not in the way that you mean.
Their language should
yeah,
be
like he's-
grunts and clicks and things like that. That's
It
why they
seems
have
like
the
that
mandibles.
is what he's talking in, but still, like I don't really see.
I think they're
Predators
going to have
talking.
they'll have the closed captions probably, and then if
Yeah,
he's
yes,
thick-
Or are
got-
they
it's
going to
got
do the thing where the
subtitles.
android
Yeah, if he's
like
with the
puts on a
android-
filter, and now I can
right.
understand. Now you're talking in English. That's going to be something.
It's got a
else.
cute little Star Wars animal and everything. It's going to be the Disneyfication of the Yautja. No, he's blind in one eye, Aaron.
Well, he's the runt of the litter, I think, is the
He
big
is, yeah.
thing I think
Yeah.
that's the big. Al, I don't
He's a
want to put you
victim.
on the I don't want to put you on the spot, but I mean, we did do Alien Romulus together. I'd be honored if you wanted to discuss it with me.
Perfectly happy to do so, but I am away this weekend at a metal festival.
Okay.
But perfectly happy to join up with you, and we'll talk about it next week because I'll have a lot to say about it. I'm absolutely sure of that. I expect it to be competent technically. I expect it to be entertaining, but I expect it to do absolutely no favors at all for the Predator as a creature or anything. It'll humanize him and Disneyfy him, and it'll be rubbish.
Interesting.
Well, with that, Lance, I've got to take my leave, if I may.
Yeah.
I got to go man the desk. I got called in tonight, so sorry for cutting this short, but thank you
No
for having me
problem.
on as always. And
See you on Thursday, dude.
I'll see you on Thursday, my friend. That's open to anybody, by the way. Just so you know, everyone that would like to join is always welcome.
It's a lot of fun.
Fantastic. Also, just going to remind people that the 40th anniversary of the Wild Geese is coming up in 2 weeks' time, and it's getting a cinema release. So there are various screenings around the UK. Al, if you haven't seen this movie properly, I beg you to go to the cinema to watch it. The first 20 minutes will be so-so, but once the film moves to Africa, it grabs you by the balls and it doesn't let you go.
I'll see if my local's showing it. Did you say it was next week?
It's the screenings are on either Friday the 14th of November, Saturday the 15th, or Sunday the 16th. I'm going to see it on Sunday the 16th.
Okay, yeah,
there's
Saturday
any-
15th, Sunday
If there's any
16th.
other YouTubers that are London-based that fancy, or even subscribers on my channel that fancy going, get in touch with me and I'll tell you when and where. But I'm going to a London screening. There's not many of them. But there are screenings of it all around the country. So what's the closest big city to you?
I'm in Nottingham, so I can go see it at Nottingham
Yeah.
View. It'll be Wednesday the 19th because I do not see films at the weekend anymore.
Yeah, right. So Nottingham View then. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wednesday 19th. I'll check it out because I've seen it once, but it was with my dad a long.
No, watch it on the big screen because I'm telling you, it's a 4K re-release. It's going to be really good, and if you were closer, I would go with you. But it's I hired out a cinema to show it for my 30th birthday.
Yeah, and, also I guess next week I'll also want to talk about. I'm going to try to watch Begonia. And
oh god, and Frankenstein.
Oh, Frankenstein.
Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
We have a lot to talk about next week.
We talked about Frankenstein a little bit last week, didn't we?
No, Aaron. I think somebody had seen it, but because it came out in America, but I don't think nobody had seen it. Nobody's seen it because it's not out on Netflix.
Blue Collar had seen it.
Yeah, that's it. Blue had seen it. Yeah.
I think Blue Collar was here and he came on, didn't he?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Blue was here last week. Yeah.
Yeah, he came on and he talked about it. So yeah, we have covered it already. But yeah,
I'm massively looking forward to it. I love Guillermo del Toro films.
Does look good. All right. Well, as if I needed to remind people, like I always say, sometimes a phone call can make all the difference to someone, especially in this day of wanky communication where we don't really talk properly anymore. So don't be afraid to pick up the phone and check on people, especially anyone that you haven't spoken to for a while. If you are able to support my friend DJ Rachel's campaign, then please do that. Yeah, as I said, she's in the maelstrom of this right now, and she needs your support. And she has a son who's also gonna need that support as well. So he's trying to make it as an actor in LA, and he's doing pretty good. So good looking mixed race kid, perfect timing to make a career with that kind of look. And God bless him, he's working really hard. So because I followed his journey fairly extensively. So do check out Rachel and her campaign. Like I said, they're in the middle of it right now, and I put the information in the chat earlier. I will add it to this stream as soon as we go off air, so it will be in the
cancer, man. Fuck cancer.
Yeah, fuck cancer. Exactly, fuck cancer. Thank you to my co-host Stupenzo, my guests Critical, Toxic, Northern, who was on earlier but had connection issues, and Rachel, who wanted to come on but had severe connection issues, so couldn't even get on temporarily. We'll be back next Tuesday at the same time, talking about Predator Badlands and many other things. Until then.